Good morning, everybody. It's another Wednesday and it's another Life's Better Together with Ange and Michelle. Hello, and welcome this morning. Don't forget, if you're here and you want to join in the conversation, we'd love to hear from you. Please say hello and please pop your comments in the Facebook comments area. It does take a little while to get to us. So yeah, a little bit of a delay there, but we will be there. So what are we talking about this morning, Ange?
Hi, Michelle. Hello, everybody. I'm super excited to be here. I hope you brought your cuppa. You know me, I've always got my cuppa beforehand. What about you, Michelle? We've got a pen rolling with.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I don't go anywhere. I feel like these days I don't go anywhere without my cuppa.
No, I know. It's just on the next Zoom, and then I go outside and I have one outside and then the next Zoom. Yeah, no, super good. So today we are talking about belonging and the clothing that we wear and how we change our clothing to belong, which I think is a really super fun and interesting conversation, because a lot of people will go, oh no, I don't do that to fit in. But in actual fact, clothes really change who you are.
They do, don't they?
They change who you are in a big way.
I'm just setting up so I can see comments. So I won't.
Fantastic. That's a great idea. All right, well, I'll have a little chat. And if you look at, as we evolve, and if we all looked back at our life, as we evolve, we change our clothing to fit in. Now, some of that might be done if you like in the forces, you obviously then put on a uniform. But if you think about, you see those young, beautiful, youthful kids going out into the workforce and they need a suit because they need to be more powerful, more respected, and they look for suits. And then if you think about the hippies, it's to look more loving and to look more inviting and spiritual. And then if you think about, the trendies, it's about usually looking really hot, sexy, cutting edge. You're on that might be more the creative industries. And then if you think about some people just love to dress really classy because they like the image of class. And then you've got the sexy, guys and girls that, love to be these sex bombs, and they own their space in the looking hot, look good, smell good, wear the low-cut dress, whatever they like to do. So I think it's really interesting.
Smell good in a low-cut dress. Oh my gosh, I've never had that one before.
Oh, haven't you? Oh, yeah, we used to say that when we were young. Look good, smell good in a low-cut dress.
We've actually got Janie on watching. Hi, Janie. And you're right, clothes do have an expiry period, don't they?
Beg your pardon? Sorry?
Janie's just saying to us that our clothes have an expiry date and we evolve, but our clothes don't.
Yes, and that's why we need people like Janie and Gina. And it's funny, thanks, Janie, for joining us today, because Michelle and I talked about doing clothing today, and we mentioned that we must share with everybody how fantastic it is to see someone like Janie and to see someone like Gina. They're both style coaches in completely different ways, however, offering fantastic services to their community.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gina, for the people that don't know her, Gina Kingston is her name, and that's the name of her business. And Gina caters for people who have medical issues. So maybe they're in a wheelchair, maybe they have some sort of an illness or a disability, and she helps them look stylish. That's her way of contributing, and she does such an awesome job. She really
does a great job.
And, there are certain things that you can do to help out. So if someone, for instance, say has had a stroke, you can actually buy clothes now that have, say, for instance, a shirt that has Velcro, but has buttons, but actually hides the Velcro beneath. So it looks like you've got a buttoned up shirt, but it's actually Velcro. And it's so much more subtle and everything than it used to be. Like when I first started nursing, it was really difficult to find clothes for people who were in wheelchairs and they didn't ride up and all of that sort of thing that looked good. But Gina's really made quite a business out of it. And then you've got Janie, who's
with the girl cave. Oh my God.
Stylage by Janie. And she has this welcoming space underneath her house, which is the girl cave, and she just has beautiful, beautiful clothes under there. I must say, I went over to help her with a photo shoot. She wanted some normal women to take photos of, and I went over to help her with a photo shoot. And it was, I got out of there with just one jumper, which is now my favorite jumper. But I was looking at all the clothes going, oh my gosh, I could spend so much money in here. It's just gorgeous. Just
she has
gorgeous.
very, very classy clothes. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Like, and you know, I think we were thinking about this, you know, how lucky we have people like Gina, that when life has thrown you a hiccup and you need to dress differently, Gina can cater for that. And then we have Janie, who can really tap into your needs, whether you need it for work or for casual, and she can make, both ladies make you look your best. And,
absolutely.
And I think what we realize is that when we really want to belong, we actually start to dress like the people around us, you know, and it does help us belong, because, you know, we see them either as someone that we're looking up to, someone we'd love to be, someone that can show us the way into our new path of life, whatever that be. We will start to dress differently. And that's why people like Gina and like Janie are really important in our life, because they can guide us when we've got that style that hasn't changed. Like, it's no good wearing your school uniform out to your new job.
Yeah, that's
are you there? Oh, sorry, it's all frozen.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I'm here.
Oh, cool. It's no point wearing your school uniform out to your new job, because it's not going to be a match. So
exactly,
belonging, it's about evolving. Belonging is about evolving as well. And I'm not saying you should change and not be who you are, that you can try on that new style and get those beautiful new clothes.
I'm just reading a comment from Victoria Howard, and she's saying that,
I love
Victoria. How funny. She's got a 30-day joy challenge, and today she got dressed up. The benefits from doing this has a huge impact on her mood, her optimism, her motivation, and her joy. So how good's that?
I know.
Do you know, I was just thinking as you were talking then that one of the things that we talk about when we're looking at changing, improving, going towards a higher powered job, for instance, or if you're looking to live a different lifestyle, one of the first things you do is change the way you dress. So if you're looking at, so say you're an entry level at a company, and you might be, I don't know, distributing mail, whatever it is, what you wear there is very different to what you would wear if you were interacting with clients, for example. So if you're interacting with clients, you might be wearing a suit. If you have dreams, so if you're distributing the mail or, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, and you have dreams of actually working with the clients, starting to wear a suit and starting to act like the person who interacts with the clients is one of the ways of getting your mindset or your mind flex into, I am that person, and things just start to flow.
They do. They start to flow, and we start to feel better of ourselves, because one of the reasons we start to dress like people we admire is because we're wanting to fit into that group. And it's only when you have people that are in complete resistance of, like, you know, how often have you heard people say, oh my God, he works here and he puts sand shoes on and he really needs to have proper shoes. Does he not know our image? Now, I'm not saying you should do everything for image, but you know, it is true. The first 3 seconds is when people are going to judge you, whether they want to be a part of your life or not. And if you're walking out in, you know, a T-shirt, baby vomit on you, you're probably not, we know you've had an incredibly hard evening, but someone's probably not going to want to sit down and make some big major business deal with you. And it's not, and we've all been in that position where we've been a mum, and it's, that was probably a really bad example, but everyone knows how much I value being a mum, and I was at home for many, many years. But what I was just trying to say is they're 2 different looks. And you need
absolutely
when you're belonging. Michelle, you're frozen, and I keep trying to unfreeze you, but I can't.
No, it must be on your system, because I'm everything is continuing here, which is good because it keeps the live going, because it's all on my system.
Oh, is that okay? Oh, good, because everyone knows I don't know very much about Facebook, and I'm sort of visualizing me looking into the camera and you frozen.
So we've got a few more comments here.
Yeah, share.
Um,
I haven't seen Victoria for ages. Welcome home. Just so everyone knows, Michelle, Victoria lives near me about 20 minutes and we catch up. So it's really, and she went to New Zealand for 6 months. So it's lovely to have her back. But because of
awesome.
COVID, we haven't caught up. She's a lovely lady.
So we've actually got Janine Hunter here, who happens to be a underwear fitter. So you don't have to get your girls out. She does online fitting. You don't have to get your girls out. Yeah, you dress for the job you want. And Janie's saying, if you look a particular way, people will assume you act a particular way as well. And that's what you were saying with the 3 second, first impression. And it's really important. So there's no such thing as a neutral image. And Janie's just confirmed that it's all good there on the live. So it must be just your system.
Oh, just my screen. Okay, that makes me feel
awesome.
so much better.
That's awesome.
All right, thank you for letting us know that. And I think actually I'd really love to say also for Janine, who's on the call, people need to reach out because every 5 years your body changes and you need new bras to fit in those beautiful new clothes that you're getting. So don't just think it's about seeing the clothes, you actually need the proper underwear as well. And I know Janie's doing a booming business on that at the moment because I hear how all her bras are so comfortable. I haven't had my session yet, but I will have my session in the next few weeks and put my order in as well. But I know that that's working out so well for her, and I'm so happy that it can work on Zoom. I'm not sure how that works yet, but I'm curious.
But you don't have to get your girls out. Janine assured me you don't have to get your girls out.
That could look a little odd if I start doing a little shimmy.
And Jenny's here as well. So I'd like to say hi to Jenny. Good to have you aboard, Jenny.
Jenny from Canada or another Jenny?
Jenny from Canada. Yeah.
Yay. Hi, Jenny.
Jenny from Canada. So what do you think, Ange, about belonging in the way that females dress? Because there's quite an energy that goes with the way that we dress, isn't there?
There actually is. There is a real energy, and I think masculine and female dressing is quite interesting. And everyone knows that my space, being a relationship coach for 15 years, I really do love male and female energy and when to use it, whether you use lots of masculine energy in the work and then you come home and you drop into your feminine energy. And I think a lot of problems start when we bring that masculine energy that we needed to drive our businesses, we bring it home to our home energy, and this is where a lot of clashes start. Anyway, when I hear you talk about relationships, we're here to talk about belonging. And I think in belonging that one of the great things we can look at is what we actually need and what's required when we go to work. So you'll notice that women that are in powerful jobs will put the suits on, and they may even cut their hair short because they're dropping into that really strong masculine energy. So you'll notice that they have clothes that are stiff. They're very edgy.
Yeah.
They are very, very, very masculine. And then there's a feminine way to dress, which is the clothes and the soft clothes, and there'll be dresses and skirts. And I know when I was divorced when I was about 30, before that I was very, very feminine, but all of a sudden I felt like I needed to be a protector and strong. And I cut my hair off. It was only this short. I wore nothing but suits. Couldn't understand why no one wanted to date me, but I look back at those photos. I look pretty damn scary. I look like I'm a ball breaker. So I know no one was asking me out. Anyway, I went and did this course on feminine energy. And she said the greatest thing you could do to feel safe as a woman again is to throw out every pair of pants that you've got and only wear dresses and grow your hair. And it just resonated, that right message at the right time.
Yeah.
So what I did was you're back. Oh, thank God you're back. It's been very weird looking at that frozen picture. And so what I did was I grew my hair. I went and bought a whole heap of dresses and I bought skirts. And it was amazing how I'll never forget the first day I was going into a little restaurant in Canberra. It was a Japanese restaurant. It's not there anymore, in Manuka. And a gentleman came and opened the door for me. And I went, now that has not happened for quite a few years.
For a long time.
But it was because I was in feminine energy, because I thought that I needed all that masculine energy in my everyday. But in actual fact, I only needed it for work. I was a photographer then, a professional photographer. And
yeah,
when I wasn't at work, I would take the pants off. Obviously, photography, you need pants because you get up
Yes,
and
they
down
can swap.
ladders, you're on the
Yeah,
floor, you
yeah,
and then I just dropped all back into my feminine energy. So I think it's always really lovely to know that
yeah,
in that sense of belonging, you probably don't need a lot of masculine energy at home. And it's a time where you can just leave that and then drop back
yeah,
into your feminine energy, hop into lovely soft clothes, flowing clothes.
yeah. It's
And
interesting that you're saying that, because as you're saying it, I'm remembering back through, like, when I first joined the military, short hair,
mm,
pants, all of that sort of thing. I never wore the dresses, nothing like that. It was always about pants. And when I got together with my now husband, that's when I started wearing the dresses. That's when I
yeah,
started to move out of just wearing really solid colors and masculine, and grow my hair, and all of that sort of stuff. It's really quite interesting. We've got Katrina online as well. So hi,
oh, I
Katrina,
love
welcome aboard. And she's saying that she wears comfy clothes,
yeah,
which
comfy's
really
good.
does go with really goes with the work that she does. So
Absolutely. And she needs
yeah,
comfy clothes because she supports all those beautiful animals. She actually put a post
yeah,
up today. I would encourage you to go look at Moggy Miners because Katrina helps rescue animals. And there's a beautiful
yeah,
little pussy cat out there that needs a little home and needs
yeah,
some funding. So, anyway, sorry, I know that's not belonging, but I do really admire Katrina's
yeah,
work. Can I
yeah.
just make a comment? It's interesting when you said that when you were with your husband. That is actually because it was probably a long time since you had felt safe to be protected and you knew that
Yes.
he could nurture you. You knew that he would be your protector, not your attacker. And so what happened was you naturally flowed back into your feminine energy. So,
And I've got more dresses and skirts in my wardrobe now than
yes,
I have ever had in my
I love
entire
that.
lifetime.
I love
So,
that. Well, that is my mission. My mission, actually, for many, many years, I used to run a course called How to Be a Queen and Have a King.
oh
And
yes,
the reason that I ran that is because I love teaching powerful women how to drop back into their feminine energy. And I'm
yeah,
not saying at all, you definitely need that masculine energy for your business to thrive, but to actually give yourself a break from it and drop back
yeah.
into that lovely space of caring and gentleness and inviting, because you remember female energy is very inviting.
Okay.
And we
I'm
dress
just going.
differently. We dress differently whether we're in masculine or feminine energy.
Yeah, and that goes to something Janie was just saying about how the those that dress very decisively, I guess, can be quite intimidating. I'm just going to read a few more of the comments. So it's fabulous that we've got so many people online who are
Oh, I'm so
commenting,
excited.
wanting to be in the conversation. Thank you so much, ladies. So Janine's saying she's been enjoying wearing dresses again. She hasn't worn them for about 10 years,
Good.
which from what we're saying here means that she's dropping into her feminine energy again, which is
Yep.
just it's awesome, isn't it? It's just fantastic. So Janie's saying that some women are mood dressers too. It all depends on how they
Yes,
feel.
that's true.
And Janie's also saying that she loves dresses. But isn't it interesting how, like we've talked about previously, belonging to self, and how this links the way we dress, the way we express ourselves in our dress, or in the way that we dress, is so linked to how much we feel that we belong to ourselves, how comfortable we are with ourselves. And then we dress to belong, in certain communities. So we've talked about this as well. If you belong to a sporting community, you tend to wear the uniform of the sporting community. If you belong to the defence community, you tend to wear the defence uniform that you're given, mainly because it's easy and you don't have to choose. But if you
You get
belong to a
told.
particular community, if you're wanting a particular job, you dress for the job you want, not necessarily the job you have. It's so
I love that saying.
interesting how deeply our sense of belonging, because as humans, that's one of the things that we crave, is interaction with others.
We do.
And it's so interesting how what we wear really does signal that.
Well, it projects who we're inviting into our life.
Yeah.
So when we are going through transitions, often we'll say, I'm cleaning out my wardrobe. This is it. This has got to go. that's not my look anymore. And you evolve your look each time.
Yeah.
What is my new look? So the young girl or the young gentleman at school, when they leave, we've got gorgeous Katrina on the line. Obviously, she's not going to go out and buy a whole heap of things that are light coloured and wearing white all the time in a dress. They would be filthy all the time. Where if she's in her lovely comfy clothes, a little bit like blues and everything, if the pussycats or the doggies are all over her or those gorgeous little rats she's got, it's okay that they run over her and leave little paw prints, because it's she still wants to look really good, but she needs to be comfortable and she needs to be inviting. So yeah, it's just really interesting who's on the line. And and Janie, well, I suppose Janie needs to have nice, not Janie, sorry, Janine has to have some nice tops that shows off her nice bras.
It shows off the assets to the best.
Absolutely. So and yeah, it's just very interesting how we are perceived in what we and how we dress. And you even think about a woman going on a date. She'll have the panel, all the girlfriends around. Should I wear the white or should I wear the red? Oh no, the red's a little bit strong. Maybe we should wear the blue today. No, that's like a communication. Oh no, look, that's the wrong length. Quickly go back over to the white. Before you go out on those dates, you had a whole panel dress you before you go. So that obviously when you move into that date, you feel this great sense of belonging because you feel confident, you feel powerful, you feel hot, you feel just right. So that sense of belonging doesn't just come into our community, it comes into our relationships as well.
And Janie actually brought up a really good point. Have any one of us not called someone up to say, what are you wearing? So that we fit in. How true is that? And I had a bit of a giggle when I read that comment, because I was like, my husband even does that. What are you wearing?
Oh, that's so nice.
So that we can, that we're kind of wearing the same sort of clothes, not matchy necessarily, but if we're both wearing casual, then we're both wearing casual. One's not dressed up and the other one dressed down. So yeah, interesting, isn't it? Interesting the way it works with the psyche, with the subconscious mind, with the thinking mind.
What we do to belong.
Yeah, what we do to belong. Yeah, that's awesome.
My husband's the same, Michelle. We're often, are we going casual today or are we going? There's a conversation that's had before we go out.
Yeah.
Lovely. I think it's lovely.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. So we're going to draw a card today. What should we?
Are we at the end already?
Well, it's about 22 past.
Okay, my goodness,
we might mix
that so quickly.
So we'll do a bit of a bling boost today. Is that all right?
Yeah. I actually got those out today.
Oh, awesome.
Said that. I thought we'll do bling boost today, and I put them here because someone said to me last week, when you turn away from the camera, we cannot hear you. And I went, well, I'll save time. I'll just pick a deck today. So I love on point. We are peas in a pod. There's no two ways about it, Michelle. Right, how about you tell me when to stop?
Okay. And now.
Okay.
So that's the one that's picking out. Yeah, the one that's poking out, please. Yep. That looks good.
I think before we go, before we pull the card, what would be your takeaway about belonging around clothing, Michelle?
Oh gosh, my takeaway is that sometimes when I look at myself and I look at the way I'm dressed and I kind of go, oh wow, it reflects my mood, as Janie was saying. It really reflects your mood. So often when I pick up on it, I'll put something bright on, like my scarf or something like that, to really kind of elevate my mood, because I know there are particular clothes in my closet that if I put them on, I feel great. And I tend to, if I'm, depending on my mood, if I'm really needing that pickup, I'll go and put those clothes on. So
do you think you could change your mood by your clothes?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. So I think my takeaway, or the takeaway I'd like to say to people, is be a bit mindful and just see if you recognize that in yourself as well. That if you're needing to alter your mood, if you're needing to lift your mood, do you have clothes that you can wear that will lift you? And Victoria's saying that colour plays a big part in your mood. Choose colours that enhance your mood. Absolutely. So if you don't if you're a bit confused about the colours, or you don't really know, go and speak to a stylist. Go and get your colours done. I mean,
we see Janie, or Janine Kingston.
Janie. Yeah,
I don't know Janie's last name. I just know as
Janie Allen.
Oh, Janie Allen. Sorry, Janie. Sorry. I know it's Style by Janie. Is that right?
Yeah, Style Edge by Janie.
Style Edge by Janie. That's right. I just know the Girl Cave thing. That's what I'm just like, Janie, Girl Cave.
The Girl Cave.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And Janie's just saying colour is the first thing that people notice about you. And that's true. That's true, because people that are in a maybe not such a great place, they tend to dress really darkly.
Yes.
And they tend to, you see them kind of they're in the corners and that sort of thing. Whereas people who are feeling bright and vibrant, they'll be wearing the bright colours. And yes, Janie's a trained image consultant, so she can do the colours. She can help you out with knowing what suits your frame, what suits the type of lifestyle that you lead, all of those sort of things. So, and she does colour analysis, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. It was the best thing I did in my 20s when I had my colours done. That was it changed my whole wardrobe. And not necessarily that I didn't. I generally was always wearing the right colours, but what it did was I stopped buying black dresses when everyone said you need a black dress, because I never wore it anyway. So what helps, you save a lot of money by getting this done, because you stop buying the things you're never going to wear anyway.
Yeah, the stuff that's just going to hang in your closet. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. That's a good takeaway. I love it. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Victoria's saying that when you're down, the best thing to lift your mood out is a bright colour. And Jenny's saying that she always wears bright colours because the pale colours wash her out. She dresses depending on how she feels, but she does have favourites. And Janie's agreeing with you that it saves you so much time and money. If you know what suits you, your body shape, your colours, all of that sort of thing, it saves you so much time and money.
Yeah, it does. It really, really does. I love that, Michelle. I know that's an awesome takeaway.
Yeah.
So our beautiful card today from the Bling Boost card is, you can embrace a magical future.
Awesome.
Yes, you can. I love that card. You can embrace a magical.
I actually really love the Believe deck, because it's usually you can. And it's
that's the Bling. That's the Bling.
Bling Boost.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
You do love the Believe deck. I know you do. That's about possibility. Believe anything.
That's right. But Bling Boost is always you can, and it's like a good reinforcement that you can. And I'll just go back to the comments again as well. Janie's saying, and you have a whole lot of beautiful clothes in your wardrobe that connects beautifully together. If you, once you save that money and you go and get that consult. So, awesome. And I love that you can create a magical future.
You definitely can. Now, before we head off, Michelle and I would also love to invite you that we have a midday magic happening today. It is a completely free event that I know it's so exciting. It's where myself and the Bling Angels come together and we play the game. We just play the game. It's fun. We're doing it as a lockdown lift up, and we're doing it for the next 8 weeks. But if you'd love to come along, you need to find the link somewhere. Michelle knows, she'll explain where the links are. And we'll both
pop it in the chat.
Okay.
Once we get off, I'll pop it in the chat.
That's an idea. And we would love to invite you to come along, meet the Bling Angels, but also bring that question that you would like to have an answer on. And you will come and receive insights, clarity and directions. So I just thought I'd let people know that we are doing that over the next few weeks. And I know that we already have a beautiful group of women that are coming today. There's still some more spots. We'd love to invite you along. We had a beautiful group last week. It was absolutely super fun. So we'd love to see you there as well. Absolutely. We're becoming the Zoom babes.
We are, aren't we?
I did 7 Zooms yesterday, and on the last one, I was like, okay, I can hardly think straight now. This is probably a little bit much. I need some human connection.
Absolutely. Well, I'd just like, on behalf of both of us, to thank everyone for coming along today, and for those who've watched live. And thank you so much. And really, thank you for your input. I really appreciate it, because it just helps fill out our knowledge, really, doesn't it? It's awesome.
I love it. Absolutely love the interaction. It is that place where you come and have a cuppa.
Absolutely. So until next week, actually until lunchtime, hopefully see you at lunchtime.
Next
and
week,
then we'll see you next week.
Lunchtime, we do the midday magic.
Same time, same bat channel. We're here.
Filling channel. All right. Much love, everybody.
Bye for now, everyone.